Tim Dexter from the BI Publisher blog with another problem that came in this week. This one from Joanne in Nebraska. She built out this report that you can see right now, and I've stripped out the sort of sensitive information out of the report, but you get the idea of what's going on. So the problem we've got is on the top of page 2, we get these two straggling rows that are actually part of this table on page 1, and the nascent RTF template builder inside you will immediately think, oh, I can solve that. All I need to do is highlight the table, right-click, table properties, and make sure this checkbox is unchecked, right? So normally it is checked. You make sure it's unchecked. But the problem's a little bit more subtle than that. So if I go back to the output, these two rows are not breaking across the page, right? They're not got multiple rows in them. They're actually just dangling orphaned rows out of that table. So we need another way to address that. And what I've done in the past is sort of come back to the template, highlight the whole table I want, cut it, go to insert, put a single cell table in, a couple of extra rows in there, paste the table, highlight the outer table, and then go back to home, and let's turn off all the borders on that outer table. And I need to extend the table. You can see immediately I'm now having to mess around with this just to get this to work. But the problem I have is now when I run this, if I run it to PDF, oh, the other setting I need to put in here, of course, is on the outer table, don't allow the row to break across pages, right? That's one way of getting around it. If I run it to PDF, everything's fine because I've turned off the border on that table. I run it to Word, I've got issues, right? So in this case, in Word, I've got sort of hidden borders turned on so that I can see them, which is immediately going to distract my user. However, it is actually working. I haven't got my straggling rows, but I've got that extra table around the outside, which is not really what I wanted. So I'm going to use the undo function in Word, get back to where I was. And I found another thing that Microsoft, that BI Publisher actually respects, and it's around the paragraph and keeping rows, not rows, but lines together. So I found through experimentation that I don't just need to keep the table together, I actually need to keep the table and its title together. Otherwise I will have an orphaned table. But once I've got that highlighted, I can go back to Home, Paragraph, and I can make sure this checkbox, Keep with Next, is actually checked. And if I click OK, now what I can do, if I go back to the BI Publisher tab, run it to RTF, and I now get my unorphaned table and its title. So exactly the same output that I got putting a single cell table around everything, but I don't get a nasty single cell table showing up in Microsoft Word. So a neat solution that I wasn't aware that Publisher actually respected and put into the underlying template format at runtime. So that's it. That's the way we've solved orphaned rows in RTF templates. Thanks very much.